Hello everybody. So as you can see, we're going to continue with the Vice City videos. I've gotten many comments already. many for me, meaning a handful. But yeah, lots of people seem to be very happy that there's a combination of Vice City and ASMR on a video. I should mention, while I was searching, I did find one other guy who did a really cool Let's Play Vice City video in ASMR style. He speaks Russian in it, which is another plus because I myself really do like ASMR videos that are spoken in Russian. The language just has lots and lots of triggers built in because of the sounds that you make, I may not be able to understand one word, but it's certainly, tingle heaven sometimes if you get the right voice. So anyway, but as we've had, some requests to do more Vice City videos, I figured the next thing after showing the hidden packages would be to take a tour of the hideouts, which includes just the regular hideouts that you just buy, as well as all of the properties that you acquire through playing through the missions. So yeah, so here we are at the map. I'm going to go ahead and also show you real quickly. Right in slot number 1 out of the 8 slots available is the saved game that I have that is at 100% completion, I believe. And as you can see, the Keep Your Friends Close mission is the final one that's been completed, and that's the last mission to do. So yeah, let's go ahead and load it. Anyway, and I'm going to try very hard not to make squeaky noises with my chair, but if you do hear some amusing sounds, then yeah, my chair. I'm going to have to figure that out somehow. Okay, so here we are. This saved game is located at the hideout downtown at the Hyman condo, and as you look up in the corner of the screen here, I have my cash maxed out. Let's see, what is that? 999,999,999. Both my health and body armor are also bumped up to 200 instead of the normal 100. And let's go ahead and, if you can look at the stats, percentage completed is 100%. Playing time, 66 hours, 10 minutes. That's just for this saved game. I'm sure each of the other saved games has its own tally of the number of hours and minutes that it took to that point. And that's not including all the times that I've, loaded one of the save games and played through till whatever time I feel like without saving, and then just kind of shut off the console, and, it's just time that passes without being logged. But yeah, all of the hidden packages, all of the rampages are completed. Accuracy 57%. I guess that's not horrible, but it's not really very good either. All of the insane jumps are completed. But more importantly, stores knocked off 15 out of 15, assassination contracts 5 out of 5 complete. But more importantly, we have property owned 15, which is the full list of all of the properties that you can own. highest media attention, Stuff of Legends, which is also the highest level you can achieve. I don't think that matters in the game. It's not part of, as far as I remember, it's not part of completing the 100%, but it's just something fun to do. So, and it's kind of, once you've done the mission levels for the vigilante high enough, then that kind of runs up your media attention level. So, alright. Alright, so here we are, downtown. Let's go ahead and take a quick look with the analog stick. Kind of look up, and it's a dark and stormy night without necessarily, well, there's some rain. And so this property comes with 4 garages. As you can see, I've got a police Ferrari in there. You can tell it's a police Ferrari because it's got a light in the front window. There you go. The analog stick doesn't work when you're inside the garage for some reason, but yeah, you can see that red light sitting in the front. That indicates that it's a police vehicle. And a motorcycle in this garage. Is it? Looks like you get 3. And technically, the garages are only supposed to hold 2 vehicles. You can cram more than that in. So now I have 2 more police vehicles, a SWAT van and another Ferrari. Like I said, you can cram more than 2 vehicles in there. Usually motorcycles is what is easy to cram in there. But the game doesn't necessarily save them, so you might run the chance of having them deleted. So it's safer to just leave. And the problem is, if it starts deleting vehicles from your garage, then you might lose even the 2 legitimately placed in there. Alright, so here we are on the roof of the Hyman condo, and I've got an array of respawning weapons and body armor. But yeah, I just love the view up here. It's pretty cool. And a really nice thing is, it also comes with a change of clothes, which again, those will erase up to a 2-star wanted level. And the condo has this lovely view of the stadium, the waterfront, and lots of downtown. So, yep. So that's pretty much it. And, oh, one other thing. You do have your own helipad with usually a helicopter spawns there as well. So, maybe if I run away far enough, it'll come back. Nope. Maybe not. Alright, well, we don't need the helicopter right now, so I'll have to figure out what I'm going to use for transportation in this video. I suppose I could just take one of my motorcycles. Why not? That's the easiest way to navigate. So let's get the motorcycle. Oops, and I'm going to have to turn off the radio, sorry. As much as I would love to feature the music of Vice City, which is just wonderful. The choices that they've made for all the different radio stations are just awesome. Love it. But I've had problems before with aggressive pursuit of copyright claiming and so forth, so I'm going to have to avoid that. So, okay, so here we go with the map. And as you can see, since I've completed 100%, all of the different properties are indicated by these icons. So right now you are here downtown. So let's turn off the legend real quick. I guess the next logical location would be to go here, which is the Scummel Shack. So let's go ahead and run down there. And like I said in the last video, ooh, that wasn't very nice. Downtown is where I was playing the game the first time I ever got exposed to it, and so it's a really nostalgic for me to run around downtown, although essentially the whole game became very nostalgic for me. But there we go. Alright, so hideout, the other hideout downtown, which has somewhat of a view, but it's essentially just a shack, as you can see. But it does have one of the tape icons where you can save your game. But yeah, not very pretty to look at. So let's get on out of here. Alright. Okay, so the next, it does show Phil's place, but that's not one of your hideouts. It's just a frequent place to go and visit, and I gotta say, you know, again, because of this game's wonderful quality, all of the actors that they got to play all the different characters. So for Phil, you have the great Gary Busey. So yeah, that gives him a lot of character. So I could go back down the staircase if I wanted to, but the nice thing about being a rooftop is that I could also just exit this way, just drop off. So the next, here we are at the Moist Palms Hotel. The next property I'm going to go to is the Kaufman Cabs. So we'll go there real quick. That's going to take us through Little Haiti. Usually I like to cut this corner here. Alright, cut through Little Haiti. Over here is the, oh boy, I guess the Haitians don't like me. They start shooting as soon as they see me. Alright, so here we are at Kaufman's Cabs. Now the really cool thing about this property, other than a place to save your game, and of course pick up the money that generates from the business, is this cab right here. Pretty awesome. I think this cab might have double the hit points or something of them, as you know, compared to a normal vehicle. But yeah, it's just cool. But basically, yeah, there's not much going on here. There's some vending machines and some video games over there in the corner. But yeah, it's a pretty cool spot for the cab to respawn as well. Okay, next, let's go ahead and keep heading south along Vice City West, and we'll go to the Printworks right here. And this time, I think I passed the street the first time I was showing it. This time we'll go ahead and... Actually, let's go this way. Here's another little shortcut. There we go. And here's the Printworks. This is one of the properties that doesn't really have a place to go inside, but there's the icon. And one other cool feature, if you go around back here, there's a staircase. We'll just jump off the bike real quick, go up the staircase to the roof. Whoops. Yeah, the camera does strange things when you're in confined spaces here, but right up here, on the corner of the building, is body armor. So yeah, technically we're in right between Little Haiti and Little Havana. So yeah, there's a neat little, I guess, I don't know. The exteriors are fun to explore, but a lot of times they don't come with interiors at this stage of the development of the Vice City franchise. So, okay, the next one on our list would be here at the Cherry Popper Ice Cream Company. Yeah, when you're playing Vice City, of course, there's a certain amount of risque humor. Ooh, that guy almost ran over me. Alright, so... And I like this little alley over here. I think there's maybe a rampage that you have to do in there sometime. Of course, this set of chords here is nice because it's one of the fun weapons to play with, which is the hand grenades. So yeah. And here's another beautiful lady of the night with this huge 80s hairdo. And I always think it's fun, I don't know, it actually reminds me of the movie Clueless a little bit, but the style of wearing a short skirt that gives a bit of bare thigh before you can see the stockings that the girl's wearing. But anyway, and here we are at the ice cream company. Yeah. Of course, the dual sundaes on top. Now, there is another advice when it comes to the PS2 version of Vice City with regard to this property. They advise that you should not use this tape icon to save a game. This property somehow has a glitch that can corrupt your save file, and essentially you lose the ability to, I guess, replay from this save game. So essentially I never, ever actually use this location to save a game. But you just gotta come by every once in a while and collect your money. So, and of course you have these slightly obnoxious people that are your henchmen, I suppose, standing around just gabbing and saying funny stuff. So, okay. So now we're nearing the south part of the island. The next property is the auto shop, or the auto sales place. So let's go ahead and head over there. Looks like it's sunrise now. Yeah, why don't we just go straight down this street here. There's a nice shortcut, by the way. If you're being pursued, let's say you're coming across this very big bridge. If you want to get to the auto property in a hurry, you can take this ramp that I'm facing right here. Now, the reason that you want to use the auto shop as a base frequently is because there is a pay and spray. So let's go check that out first. So you drop down these ramps back here. Now also, this is where you can do the racing, where you actually use, well, the smartest car to use is a hot ring racer, because it's much faster than any other supercar that they've put in this game. But, and also, this is where you deliver. We're not interested in that model, yeah. This is where the list of cars to acquire appears, and of course I've completed the game already, so I've already stolen all of the, the cars on the list to drop off. So anyway, but over here is the pay and spray shop, so you can erase any wanted level and of course fix any damage on your car. And here we get 4 garages where you can store any vehicles that you've acquired. Let's see what we have here. Oh, it looks like I have a tank. Actually, I've crammed 2 tanks in there. What else do we have? Another tank and a Ferrari, which is called the Cheetah in this game. And 2 more tanks. And a Corvette, which is, I think, called a Banshee. The Banshee. much as I love Corvettes, because my father owned one, he had a 1965 Corvette Stingray in red. I was recently asked by somebody how many cars I have in my diecast collection of models in 118. And I think I said I had about 50 or so. And the funniest thing is, as much as I love Corvettes, as I was saying, it's mostly Ferraris so far that are in my collection. So, but as you can see here, we are in the top level of the car dealership, and a hot ring racer will respawn here when you've completed the game, or possibly just completed this property, I don't remember. Probably after you've completed the hot ring, or the city races I just showed you. But yeah, it's essentially a stock car. Looks like maybe a Monte Carlo or something. And you also get this off-road racer. 4x4. Okay. The thing I like about Vice City, of course, is that at least they do have the interiors where you can look out the window and see what's really happening. As you can see cars going by and stuff like that. See the palm trees moving. So, yeah, pretty cool. Oops. Alrighty. Okay. The next property is the boatyard, right down here. So let's go ahead and run on over there. There's one cool thing I do want to show down here. When you're being pursued, let's say, it's really useful to have a health icon right across the street from a body armor icon. Utilize those very often, or at least I do. Okay, here we come to the boatyard. And so we have a big hangar and a nice spot to launch a couple of speedboats. You can see these gigantic engines that are sitting in the back of these boats. But yeah, some nice speedboats. Oops. There we go, come on, there we go. This analog stick doesn't respond exactly as I wish it would, where if you just press it a little bit, you have to nudge it pretty far before it does anything. But so yeah, I don't know if I've mentioned one really useful trick at any of your safe houses. To top off your health, all you have to do is walk into the icon and then cancel. You don't have to save or anything, but it'll immediately, whatever health that you are supposed to have, it'll top it off for you. So that's very useful, without having to use up one of the health icons. And then of course, Boatyard also has a icon for the amount of cash that's generated by the property each day. So you need to walk by there when you still need to keep making the money. You want to go by there at least once a day and collect the money. So now there's one other spot I want to show you. It doesn't feature that much in this game, this version, except right at the very beginning when you first arrive in Vice City. You pretty much come here straight from the airport because your lawyer has set up a deal, an exchange that's supposed to happen here, which of course gets messed up, and you end up with nothing to start the game off. But other than that, this spot's just kind of a, just another corner of the game that has some detail that you might never even notice. But what I like about the fact that they've made a Vice City Stories game is that this warehouse becomes part of the story, and it's one of Phil's properties, Gary Busey, you know. So there's some really funny scenes that happen here. And also, this green building here is Phil's shooting range, which becomes, it's a lot of fun to play with. So, yeah. I think there's one or two missions that kind of take place back here. One of them is for the print works. But yeah, looks like I have some working ladies wandering around one of my properties. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, it's kind of nice that some of these properties that I kind of wish more happened. You know, these apartments over here are another spot that Vice City Stories utilizes. It becomes one of your safe houses. So yeah. Alright, so we're gonna move ahead. I love the canopy of trees through here. It's really beautiful. One of the other places that I do a lot of mayhem is along up and down this street. I was talking about in the Hidden Packages video about when I first started to play this video, I would just, you know, just run amok until you get either busted or wasted. And that usually was happening downtown, but when I started to play this game that, you know, I had bought it, there's another pan spray which has some cool neon to light it up. When I wanted to just cause mayhem and just have that kind of frantic running away from the police kind of gameplay, I would mostly do it up and down this street. Just because there's lots of room to go real fast, and it's just fun. So yeah, let's head on over here to Starfish Island, which is the location of the next logical property, which is the Versetti Estate, formerly the Diaz Mansion, but you of course take it away from him. I do want to show some of these cool houses. I love the architecture of these little arches and stuff, but there's an almost identical house right across the street. Yeah, right there. Anyway, so come along to this very large property. As you can see, once you're on the other side of this fence, you pretty much have all of the grass right out to the edge of the water. And I love these little views that you can see. It's nice that they have enough of a draw distance that you can, you know, get these spectacular little vistas. Mm-hmm. And then of course up here we have these cool little pools, reflecting pools I guess you might call them, that don't really do much as part of the scenery. It's just, you know, they're just supposed to look pretty, I guess. Yeah, it's good enough reason for me. Here's another one. I also really like that they did this this big lawn right next to the water, and they did the mowing stripes. I kind of always find it fascinating that just by mowing the grass in a different direction you get this effect. Anyway, let's ease on into the backyard. I've got all these cool little monoliths. You know, they put in little urns and stuff like that. And again, more reflecting pools. I've got this nice back part of the house. And of course the Sea Sparrow, which is this great helicopter that spawns. And probably the most useful helicopter, because you can shoot things from the air because it has a minigun on it. But you also can land on water, since it's got, I think they're called pontoons, mounted on the skids. So anyway, but yeah, we have this great view of just this whole southern half of the city on both islands. And these lots of palm trees and stuff like that. Really wonderful. Okay, now one of the other features that I really like is this back swimming pool room, especially because it's, you know, mostly in tones of blue, which is one of my favorite colors, of course. I'd say black and red would be first, but oh, looks like my henchman just took out that police officer. Well, that wasn't very nice. So, this is one of the entrances. You can walk this way. There's a lot of twisty little hallways down here. Alright. So now, this takes you into one of the stairwells. And as you can see, very much designed after the Scarface mansion. That dark red. It's really neat. And then there's this cute little room down here at the base of the stairs where you've got lots of useful things for the missions that you have to complete. Body armor and a couple of weapons and a health top-off. But let's go up the staircase all the way to the top, because this staircase also, sorry if I'm making you dizzy, you gotta keep going all the way to the top, and then it leads to the roof. Okay. And again, we've got this neat little helipad. Alright. Here we are at the top. Oh, and they've... Look at that. Just to be nice, the game has given me a beautiful little bit of stormy weather, which I love. I just think the way that they rendered it in the game is so cool. These clouds, dark, and the wind, and the little bit of rain that'll probably be coming here in a minute. But yeah, the top of this mansion just looks cool, and it's really convenient that it also spawns one of these Huey-style helicopters. Yeah. But yeah, up here you can also get a nice view of the different houses on the island. I guess a lot of the trees get in the way, but maybe in a future video I'll do some kind of aerial tour. I'll take a helicopter and just fly over all the different places, because there's some really neat details of this island, especially the unique swimming pools. The different shapes that the swimming pools are. So it would be really nice to do some flyovers to show you that. So, okay. And of course we have a adrenaline pill, which will be useful in one of the missions that you have to complete up here. So, my cat Toons has just jumped in what there is of my lap since I'm leaning forward. So hopefully he'll just settle down. Okay. Let's head into the top level. I love these big panels in the hallway. And here we go, the mansion. And of course, the mansion looks beautiful when it's still under the care of Diaz. For some reason, when Vercetti takes over, apparently they felt the need to make all of the portraits crooked, and in particular deface the one of Diaz. Yeah, pretty funny. Alright, Sorry, I have to keep an eye on the clock for this. But there are some neat windows, and of course you can see out. That's the front door, right there. Let's head on into the office real quick. So you have, looks like 2 different outfits that you can change into. Might as well show you this one. For completing the game, you get an outfit that says, "I completed Vice City and all I got was this lousy t-shirt." You gotta love this too. So this desk, of course, looks just like the one in Scarface, and then you get these 3 windows that look right out onto the water. Of course, there's some things that come from the missions with Jenna Jameson's character, and then the open safe with money spilling out. And of course, here is the tape icon where you can save your game. And you've got a nice little setup of 12 monitors so that you can watch your property, although they don't do anything right now, but yeah, got this nice little spot back here. It's a neat little office, really. But yeah, I think I'm going to change back into the normal clothes. There we go. Alright. Okay. And, oh, I almost left the room without showing you the other part. That's cool. Let's see. They don't have the fountain that the Scarface mansion has. There is, of course, again, another feature of when you are running the mansion instead of Diaz. There's like pizza boxes and wine, stuff like that all over the place. This little side room is also pretty cool. It's like a little, I don't know, TV room and bar. Of course, you got your henchmen just sitting around doing nothing. And a few more little places where you can pick up weapons and health and armor. And you've got your trophies from doing all the different events at the stadium. And of course they had to put this wall in here with the palm trees. Again, another reference to the office that the boss in Scarface had. Alright, so should we go back out the back, or maybe, yeah, why not? We're gonna go back out so that we can pick up the motorcycle if it's still there. Alright, so we gotta go downstairs. Alright, and we head out this door. And we're back to the pool room. Alright. Here we go. Let's give you one more little view of that. It's pretty. Yeah, I like that very much. Okay, moving on. Okay. Oh. And one last thing I want to show you. Another cool feature of this property is that there's a maze. Right over here. And I'm not sure if I know the way through here, so let's hope that I don't get lost. Dead end. Is that a dead end too? Looks like it might be. I hope I'm making some progress towards the exit. I think it... Yep, there we go. Alright. And of course there's another nice lawn with the mowing stripes on the other side. So, Yeah, pretty cool. Alright, well, I don't think there's much to see over on this side. Yeah, there's that alley where the hidden package was. And of course you don't want to fall off into the water, so. Alright. Back we go. Okay. Well, that about does it for the Versetti estate, I think. So. Okay. Let's see, where to next? Which hideout to go to? Why not? I think we're going to loop around the bottom part of this island. So we'll take a trip around these three hideouts. The next one would be here, which is the 1102 Washington location. So, okay. And I think while we're going past this location, we're going to take a quick detour through a spot that I really like. I love these multicolored shower cubes outside. The reason that I think these are there, because there's another set of them over here, check it out. These buildings seem to have their own pool. And again, this is one of those spots that, unless you're exploring, you'd never really find it. You know, it's just sitting back here in a corner. There's even a diving board, I think. Yeah, right there. Pretty cool. But yeah, I mentioned in the Hidden Packages video how much I love you know, hidden little secluded spots. And yeah, this cool house, as I named it in the just my little cheat sheet, hints to find all the hidden packages included. Yeah, so this cool house that I named it was just because I like the architecture of it, and I love the neon that lights up this house when you're here at night. Plus the glass blocks for the windows. Really cool. Anyway. Alright, so let's get on down to the next location. We could do over this bridge so you can see these tall buildings here. Pretty neat. And right here across the street from your lawyer's house, or his office, I should say. And the mall is nearby, but yeah, here's the next property that has your tape icon where you can save. 1102. I wish I could zoom out a little more, actually, because it's hard to get all of this building. But look at that. This is another location that's, I think, probably modeled after Scarface. Because there is, I guess, even if Scarface weren't in the picture, you'd eventually have to put a building styled like this in the game, because Miami just has buildings like this. Alright. I think the next location should be the strip club. So we'll head over there now. Alright. And let's see, I'm going to have to consult the map. Yeah, why not? We'll swing around there. Because some of the locations along the waterfront are just kind of nice to do a drive-by. But down here is where the pole position club is, so that's where we're going next. So we swing by the marina and some other cool looking buildings. Look at this little blue cylinder entryway of this building on the left. I've been to South Florida many times, but it's so funny. Of all the times I've been down there, it's mostly been to Fort Lauderdale. I've never, and Tampa, but I've never been to Miami. It's kind of a tragedy for me. But anyway, let's jump off. Oops. Let's jump off the bike and just take a quick look up here. These cool style buildings. But what you're looking for is the other side of this building, because it's another save location. Right here. And you do get a garage too, see? Yeah. But yeah, the save location is just up at the top of these stairs here. So yeah, unfortunately you don't get to go in this building. But yeah, it's a nice location anyway. Alright, now pole position is right there across the street, you can see. Alright. Oh, you want to see something fun? Watch this. Watch this. Oops, I missed him. Try it again. If you see somebody being pursued by the police, if you hit them, then you get a good citizen bonus. And each time that you hit somebody who's being chased by the police, you get another 50. But you want to watch out, because if you swing and miss and hit the cop instead, then all of a sudden he'll start chasing you. But yeah, I think that's pretty funny. Okay, so here's the strip club. And again, with the neon light, which I just really find fascinating. I think part of it's because neon just, I don't know, it reminds me of things that take place at night, which lends a certain quiet to them. Now, as much as I'd like to go inside this thing, unfortunately it's constantly playing music, which would probably cause my video to get claimed, so I'm going to not do that this time. Maybe I'll upload a little clip if you guys want to see the inside, and I don't know, maybe I'll just turn off the sound. Maybe I could do that now. Here. Yeah, I'll just turn off my sound system, and we'll go ahead and walk in there. Alright. I don't think you'll see any real nudity or anything, but yeah, I think this is acceptable enough that it wouldn't be too shocking to show. But yeah, just look how cool the inside of this club looks. Really neat. I think I'm going to have to do the same thing with the interior of the Malibu Club, because it's also always playing music. But yeah, of course there's girls in bikinis dancing around on this. And of course you got the guys in Perv Row. But there's also, on the other side of this stage here, there's some rooms back here, and there we go. Now, is that, I guess you can do that in several of the rooms, or maybe not. But yeah, here's the back rooms. There's even some theatrical smoke, as you can see. But here's another one. This is part of a mission for the pole position club. You have to come in here and spend $600, which I think means you have to sit there for 10 minutes and watch. Let's see. There we go. But of course I've already done that, so let's move on. But yeah, I love this little bit of, you know, the theatrical smoke to make more atmosphere inside the strip club with this little red and green lighting. Okay, let's get back on out here. nice. We're in luck. The game didn't delete my bike, even though I left it parked there for a while. Okay, now I wanted to remember one other place that's in this neighborhood, which is a little hidden spot. It's not a hideout per se. I hope I can remember which street it's on. I think I'm getting too far away from it now, though. Bear with me here. This will be fun, though, because we can also check out some other places that are lit up in neon. Raphael's, which is the clothing store that gives you an actual outfit that makes you look like you're in the Vice City days, you know, the suit with the shirt. But yeah, down here somewhere, I believe it's down this street right here. Yeah, here we go. Is yet another reference to Scarface. So I'll show you. Apartment 3C. And check it out. So it looks harmless enough, right? Except for, what's that? Yeah. A suitcase with some kilos in it. And if you go in the bathroom, a somewhat gruesome little scene, and a chainsaw, of course, because this is a reference to the scene in Scarface with the chainsaw and the bad deal that goes down in this little apartment along the South Beach area. But I thought that was really funny that they included that in the game, so anyway. Alright. Let's see. And I'll just, there you go. There's a better idea of where exactly it is. Okay, so we've already seen, I think the next hideout would be this one, which is the hotel on Ocean Beach. So let's go there. Alright, we'll cut through the lower level mall. That's a useful little trick, again, for evading pursuits, because it takes you right to the ocean view. So let's just come back here a little ways so I can actually get a good view. I like this little bar cafe that's next door. But yeah, here's the ocean view. And I guess trying to think of where your room would actually be. It's one of these windows up here. There's, of course, beautiful girls all walking around on the beach. Yeah. Alright, let's go on in. So here we are in the lobby, and of course you see the tape icon. But yeah, here's the lobby of the hotel. Of course, we've got this cute little modern art style, and I love this. I don't know, is that supposed to be vaguely seashell shaped? I'm not sure, but yeah, got these nice colored lamps above the little planter of different plants. Little restaurant area. And I love how shiny they've made the floor look. That's pretty cool. It's marble. It's really neat. And we'll go upstairs. Oops. Sorry about the camera. And of course we've got this hallway outside your room is where all of the weapons and stuff respawn. For some reason your door to your room is always open. But look at this cute little modern architecture of this. I guess this would still be in the Art Deco style. Got some cases of boom shine, some little barrels. Got a neat little aquarium or something. And some posters on the wall. There's a nice little sitting area. And TV in the corner. With somebody's head mounted. And here's your little bedroom, dressing area, and so forth. Of course, a bag of cash sitting on the bed. But yeah, I love these little lamps that are next to the bed. These are cool. Alright. And of course, there's a couple of, posters for the adult movies that you're involved in. And here's the view out your window. Pretty neat. Alright. I'll just go ahead and try to avoid taking the icons that are sitting there. One of the other things I should mention, you probably know this if you've played through the game already, but once you max it at 100%, all of your weapons, if I had any weapons, you get unlimited ammo. So, I love the style of this room here. So yeah, kind of a nice benefit. Okay, where should we go next? So we've already come through here, circled down around the bottom of the island. We're now here. So the next stop would be the Malibu Club, which is quite a ways up, so we'll get going here. There we go. Alright, we'll take a nice little cruise right up the strip here. These would be the buildings that are really distinctive, iconic lighting and so forth, especially at night. For those people who've seen, I don't know, there's about quite a few movies that I own even that show the South Beach Strip, so to speak, with all the neon lights. Obviously, if you watch Dexter, Dexter would be a good place to see that scenery, because he even drives past it a lot. The first Bad Boys movie with, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Okay, here we are at the Malibu Club. And, sorry guys, but I'm going to have to turn off the sound system once again. So you have the tape icon is over here. Over here in this little courtyard, or whatever you want to call it, porch, I guess. There's also, of course, the 9,000 or 10,000 a day that you want to collect that the property makes for you. Got a couple of gentlemen watching the door. And again, this club's straight out of the club in Scarface. Just takes a second to load here, but yeah, if you can see like the style, all the lighting. We've got apparently some village people, all the different vocation uniforms. A bunch of people dancing around. But yeah, as you can see, this style is just like the club in Scarface. And back there, you can kind of tell up here is the upper level where the office is. So we're going to go ahead and walk over there. It's not easy to make the D-pad go in a semicircle. Okay. And I just love this, again, with the refrigerator glass. At least that's what I call it. It's just glass blocks and the neon lighting. The nice, blues and reds and all the colors in between. There's a little bit of spot back there. Of course, this nice bar. Okay. Let's go upstairs. Sorry guys, I ran into my 20 minutes again. I really need to figure out if my camera can has a setting where I can turn that off, because it's hard to do long videos like this when I have to keep watching the clock. So, but anyway, here we are in the office of the Malibu Club upstairs, and we'll just pan around the room a little bit. Apparently there's some drinks on the table, some nice artwork and so forth, sculptures, and of course we've got this palm tree thing again from Scarface. And this is really cool because you've got a little model of the Cortez yacht. A little bar, of course. And you've got a view of the club, and this icon here for the bank job is really funny. The bank job outfit, basically, it'll make you look like Jason Voorhees or something, but I think it's a reference to the movie Heat, because essentially you're wearing the same thing. It's a jumpsuit and a hockey mask or whatever. But yeah, in Heat, when they pulled it was actually the first job where they knocked over an armored truck and took a bunch of bearer bonds. They were wearing those outfits. So anyway, and it's funny too because Tom Sizemore was one of those guys, and he voiced, the character of Tommy Vercetti's boss, who's not too happy with him pretty much throughout the entire game. So anyway, back outside. Okay, so the next hideout is going to be right up here, which is the Leaf Links apartment. So it's essentially right on the golf course, so to speak. I also think it's funny that it's... Oops. I had to jump the same direction that I was dodging. Oh well. I find it funny too that the apartment is right next door to Mercedes' house, which is right there. And I just really love what Fairuza Balk did with the accent, and the way she delivered the dialogue is just really sweet and sexy, and just I felt kind of bad that Tommy's constantly putting off her advances, because yeah, she just seems so cool and nice, and and you kind of picture her in your head when she's talking. So but yeah, so here we are. You get a one-car garage with this apartment, and a pretty nice view over here. Yeah, and the golf course is right there, of course. I guess we're in that lady of the night hour again. Alright, so let's move back. I think at this point I can turn my sound back on. There we go. And also convenient is the apartment is right next door to one of the pay and sprays. So yeah, it's a nice way to get rid of your wanted level. I do think it's funny that this pay and spray doesn't have any neon. So anyway, alright, so we're going to go to the next hideout, which is right there, but again, I am going to take a look at this tiki bar. Let's get it from a slightly different angle this time. Maybe it's just me. I think part of the fascination with this for me is that when I was a kid, there was a restaurant in Salt Lake City called the Hawaiian, and it was this big A-frame building, and I don't remember whether the food was necessarily all that good or not, but one of the unique features was they did home delivery. You could could order takeout, and their fleet of delivery vehicles were Mustangs, old, 1960s Mustangs. So that was all wrapped up in the whole thing with the servicemen coming back, around those times, and I guess the Mustang was a really popular vehicle, and there was this preference for Hawaiian, or I guess any kind of island style, and as well as the food. So, but anyway, yeah, a lot of pleasant feelings of nostalgia, but yeah, I've just always been fascinated with the tiki style. And I think it's so cool that they stuck that in there, because it's not part of any of the missions or anything, so unless you're exploring, you might not ever see that. So, alright. So the next property that you can buy, you just buy it, it's not part of any missions. Comes with a one-car garage, which must already have a vehicle in there. Okay. I've saved a hot ring racer in there. Alright, but yeah, you cannot store any more cars in this garage. But yeah, so here we are. This is the Swanko Casa. Part of the reason I like this house so much, other than just the cool style, it fires my imagination just to be standing here. You can see the tape icon down there, and it's got this neat little, Swanko Casa facade. But anyway, it's got all these neat little levels that you can stand on, little terraces and whatnot, and have a nice view. And what's great about this is that if you're into the, the sandbox value of this game, the mayhem that you can do, coming up here with unlimited weapons or whatever, you can come up here on the roof and have all kinds of fun, because look at that view. You have this wonderful wraparound, all these streets that you can see from here. So yeah, a 6-star wanted level and a rocket launcher with unlimited ammo, and you can stand up here and have fun for a really long time. So it helps also to have the Molotov cocktails, so you can deal with the tanks that'll be coming after you from the 6-star wanted level. But really, there's also a weakness in the tanks that you can exploit using the sniper rifle. All you have to do is aim where the driver's head would be, and even though it's behind the armor of the tank, you'll still essentially take his head off, and then the driver falls out of the tank. The passenger will get out and start shooting at you, but you can usually deal with that with a firing of the rocket launcher again, and then jump down and take the tank over if you want to. So anyway, some funny ideas for mayhem. Obviously, I don't recommend doing that in real life, but yeah. Okay, just got a couple more properties to explore now. So one of them is at the extreme end of the island. I think I've just taken a wrong turn, actually. Yeah. North. Got to point north. Okay. Well, we do need to get out to the edge of the island, to this street. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Alright. So up here by the mall, a lot of times you'll be in the middle of doing stuff, and sometimes it can be very convenient. For one thing, I'm not sure if I've ever noticed this before, but there seems to be... Yeah, there's a body armor up here. Check that out. Well, that would be very useful, actually. Let's go ahead and top ours off. Lovely. Right next to a hideout. Isn't that great? Okay. So right here in this cool-looking Art Deco green building. I love that. I love all the round... You don't see very many corners, basically. But yeah, there's no interior again, but at least here's the tape icon so you can save your game. And then that puts you right at the extreme end of the east side of Vice City. Oops. And there's even a car that spawns there, which is, I believe, one of the ones you need for your car list for the auto dealership, so that's nice. Okay. Let's see if I can give you any scenery while we're up here. Okay, yeah, there's this cool little walkway that kind of comes behind your... and there, it kind of goes up there. Let's check it out. Yeah, neat. Again, unless you explore, you would never have any reason to go behind here. So, yeah, I like that. Alright. Alright, let's move on. So the final property is the movie studio, and it's over on Prawn Island, so we're going to have to take this bridge over here. There's another police bribe icon. Takes 1 star away from your wanted level. Alright. Now we're heading back towards downtown. But first, let's head on over here. So here's the entryway to the movie studio. And of course there's the icon for the amount of money that it makes each day. And in the, I guess this would be the guards' little shack, there's the tape icon with a few little pin-up pictures. But yeah, this is a neat little studio, and there's lots of funny little details. I don't think I see anything back here. Yeah, let's go back around. But yeah, what I didn't show in the video for the hidden packages is this little fake street that they've put together. Bad fellas. So yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah. Bolt burgers. Alright. And one thing that's also pretty cool is that the Hummer respawns back in this corner. So yeah, pretty useful. Now, if you're really into motorcycle acrobatics, there is a way to use this staircase and this wall so that if you haven't opened up the west side of the city, you can essentially jump off of this staircase and then curve back around and land on that wall. Now it's one of those beginner's luck kinds of things, because I've done it pretty easily the first few times I tried it, and I've never been able to get it right since, so anyway, that's useful if you happen to find yourself needing to get to the other side of the city without completing the missions. But yeah, it's fidgety to get it to do it right. Alright. Okay, well, I've got a few minutes left. Why not? I'm going to show you some things that are really fun about Vice City, having to do with jumping over the rooftops. Because there's one mission that requires you to do quite a long series of rooftop jumps. So, the trouble is I'm not going to be able to show you the first half because it involves taking the elevator to the top of the offices, and I don't think that that's available if you're not in the mission. But, oh, just so you know, this is where the Molotov cocktails are. Yeah. Oh, I did have weapons, look at that. I was pressing the wrong buttons. So anyway, alright. Right back here in the taco stand. Okay, so, but halfway through the rooftop jump mission, just to help you so that you don't have to repeat it all if you fall off a building or if your bike blows up or something, they do make this staircase plop down so that you have a way to get back up here and continue the second half. So, but yeah, it's a lot of jumps that involve precision, and you have to use all of the speed you can get, kind of thing. Whoops, at least I bounced on top of the... Yeah, I forgot that was one of the ones where you want all the speed you can get. So, let's see if we can... We've got 3 minutes before my thing stops me again, so... Here we go. This is the one. Whee! And the reason you want to get to this spot is because it's part of the mission for the adult films. And the whole idea is to set this spotlight so that it points at that building and displays a certain message, so to speak. Yeah. So anyway, alright. Well, I'm running out of time here, and that's all of the hideouts there are to show. So, again, thank you for watching these videos, and thanks for all the comments requesting more Vice City footage for ASMR purposes. I have definitely really enjoyed making these videos. It's so much fun to just, you know, play through Vice City and talk about any of the things that I've experienced or whatever. So, thanks again. I hope you enjoyed, and leave me comments if you want to see more, and I'll think of what maybe the next subject might be. And like I said, I really appreciate all the feedback, and appreciate if you're still watching this late in the video. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.